Hey friends. When your characters spend a lot of time in the same setting, even one as evocative as a burning hellscape, it can be hard for things not to get dull and uninspired at times. Perhaps you're here today looking for some quick ideas to get the juices flowing, or an idea that will help you to make an encounter in your hellscape fun and memorable. Here today, I am going to serve up to you 7 ideas to spice up your hellscape encounters in Dungeons & Dragons. Let's get to it. What if your adventurers are fighting a battle on large chunks of rock that are flowing across a river of lava? You can represent this in a virtual tabletop with a tile that you can move around, or with a piece of cardboard cut out to the right shape on a good old Chessex battle map. Have the rocks flow in somewhat random directions, and when they run into each other, perhaps checks are required in order to maintain your footing, or as they get close, you might need to make athletics checks to leap from one to another to engage the pesky ranged opponents that are peppering you from the shore. Demon and devil poison immunity likely tells something about the kinds of worlds that they live in. What if poisonous gas could burst up from anywhere in the ground at any time during the middle of your encounters? Bonus points if perhaps you foreshadow it by mentioning the bubbling of the terrain and give people a certain amount of time to get out of the area of effect of what is coming, thus forcing people to take tactical movement into account or to suffer through the consequences of these boiling gases rising up from the deadly terrain that wants to kill you. Of course, just because you are in a hellscape doesn't mean that everybody is out to kill you. Some of the NPCs would rather use you to their own ends instead. What if crossing the river Styx or some other dangerous piece of terrain could best be managed by engaging the services of a local mechanic who is forced to dredge the bottom of this terrain and is worried about potential leaks in the submersible that he has created for the process? Certainly, he would be eager to take advantage of a group of heroes that are brave enough or foolish enough to test out his machines and continue to dredge for buried treasures. And when they find them, who knows if they're going to want to give it back. Hellscapes are known for being infinite in size and almost infinite in the number of foes. What if your party was being assailed by an absolute tide of weak enemies and they had to force their way through in order to reach a safe haven that they could hide in until the wave rolled past? As a specific example, Avernus's 9 suns never rise or set, but devils have the ability to see through darkness. Perhaps there are clouds of darkness of great size that roll across the land, and perhaps they're about to roll over your PCs. When they do, and there's creatures inside that are trying to take advantage of prey that can't see them to fight back, what are your characters going to do to get away from or to defeat these lesser foes that have them at a disadvantage? Another example in Avernus is that though the suns never rise, Avernian residents are typically immune to fire damage. What if random solar flares splashed across the land at intervals, causing fire damage to anybody who didn't seek shelter? This could also invoke sunlight sensitivity, and what if it happened at the absolute worst possible time for your characters? Devils in particular, and demons to a lesser extent, are well known for sending fodder in first and wading in from the back of an army of dispensable minions. What if an encounter with a group of lesser fiends that came over a hilltop ridge to fight the party was actually just the first wave in an increasingly more dangerous encounter that finalized with the general leaping down into the fray? I'm sure that you've got tons of great stories from your own experience that you could share with the community, so please leave it in the comments so that we can all improve our games of Dungeons & Dragons together. Thanks for watching, and happy adventuring.